Good morning, dear children. In our previous class, we were discussing on the types of forces. We have completed contact forces. What are the two types of contact forces? Yes, muscular force and frictional force. Today, we are going to learn about non-contact forces. We have learned about contact forces. What is contact force? The force that comes into play by the contact between two objects. Here, contact between two objects is necessary for the force to operate between them. What are the two types of contact forces? Yes, muscular force and frictional force. Is contact between the objects always a necessary for forces to come into play? Let's find that out. Take a bar magnet and place it on a table. You have learned about bar magnet in class 6. Place an iron nail on the same table at some distance away from the bar magnet. Move the bar magnet towards the nail like this. Keep moving the magnet slowly closer and closer to the nail, but make sure not to touch the nail. What did you notice? When the bar magnet was sufficiently close to the nail sticks into it. What does it tell us? This shows that magnet attracts the nail and the contact is necessary for this attraction. The magnet pulls the nail towards it even though it was not in contact with the nail. The force that this magnet exerts on this nail is called magnetic force. So, contact is not required for the magnetic forces to come into play. So, we can say that this force is a non-contact force. Let's see another non-contact force. When you release an object, say a plastic ball, from some height above the ground, it just falls on the ground. Why does the ball fall towards the ground? This is because of the force that the earth exerts on it in the downward direction. The earth always pulls the objects towards it. This force that the earth exerts on an object is called the gravitational force. This force is attractive in nature. That is, it attracts two objects towards each other. When you open a tap, water begins to flow downwards. This is because of the gravitational pull of the earth on water. Is gravitational force a non-contact force? Yes, it is. We can clearly see from our examples that the contact is not required between the earth and the other objects to attract each other. So we can say that the gravitational force is a non-contact force. There is one more example for non-contact force. Take two balloons and suspend one of them by means of thread. Hold the other balloon by a thread tied to its end and bring it near the other balloon which is suspended. What do you notice? Do you see any force between them? Nothing in particular. Now, rub the free balloon which is in your hand with a woolen cloth for some time. After that, bring it towards the suspended balloon. Do you see anything strange now? Yes, both the balloons seem to be coming towards each other. We can say that they are attracting each other. Why is this happening? It is happening because of the force that acts between them. The force is attractive in nature. This attractive force was not present initially before rubbing them. Something must to happen to this balloon after we rubbed it with a woolen cloth. We can say that this balloon acquired something from the cloth after rubbing, and that something is what we called electrostatic charge. When we rub the balloon with the woolen cloth, it acquires some charge, and this balloon is charged now, and the charge is responsible for the force of attraction between the two balloons. What about this suspended balloon? We can call it as the uncharged balloon, since it has no charge. It does not have any charge as we haven't rubbed it with anything. Now rub the suspended balloon also with the woolen cloth. It will also be charged. So we have two charged balloons now. Bring them together. What did you notice now? Both the balloons are moving away from each other now. That is, they are repelling each other. This is because of the force that is acting between them. But here the force is repulsive in nature. What can we conclude from these two experiments? In the first case, there was a force of attraction between the charged and the uncharged body. And in the second case, there was a force of repulsion between both the charged bodies. In fact, whenever we rub two bodies together, both of them acquire charge. Then this charge attracts or repels other charged or uncharged bodies when brought near them. The force exerted by a charged body or another charged or uncharged body is known as electrostatic force. The electrostatic force is either attractive or repulsive in nature. Is electrostatic force a non-contact force or not? Yes, it is a non-contact force. We saw that contact was not required for the balloons to move away or come towards each other. Here is one more experiment that you can perform at home. Rub your hair with comb for some time and then bring this comb near small pieces of paper. What did you notice? These small pieces of paper get attracted to the comb. Can you tell me the reason for this? When you rub your hair with the comb, it acquires some electrostatic charge, and this charge was responsible for the electrostatic force of attraction between the small pieces of paper and the comb. Let's conclude today's topic, non-contact forces. The force that comes into play without the contact between two objects is known as non-contact force. The three different kinds of non-contact forces are gravitational force, magnetic force, and electrostatic force. First one is gravitational force. Every object in the universe, whether small or large, exerts a force on every other object. This force is known as the gravitational force. Second non-contact force is magnetic force. It is the force exerted by a magnet. Like poles of two magnets repel each other, while unlike poles attract each other. Third non-contact force is electrostatic force. It is the force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body. So that's all about non-contact forces.